This is the type of equipment I'm most accustomed to operating while on a golf course. But this show, we're branching out from the Mid-South Club in Pinehurst, North Carolina. It's called The Anatomy of a Renovation. And now we're going to use one of these big babies, and that's what they're doing to change this beautiful Arnold Palmer-designed into an even more beautiful, more playable, and more modern Arnold Palmer-designed. People may ask, why would you be renovating a golf course that's only about 25 years old? Well, one of the main reasons is a very committed ownership and management. A lot of people think of renovations on 100-year-old golf courses that have to be brought up to modern standards. New courses need tweaking also, and in some cases, some pretty extensive renovation in terms of the agronomy. A lot of that is due to agronomic improvements. That's right, as the science changes, so should the golf course. New strains of grass make golf courses much more playable, much more enjoyable, and easier to maintain. That has been done here at the Mid-South Club. Also, the size of the putting surfaces change over time, and the composition of the sand in the bunkers changes, usually for the worse. All of these factors have been part of this amazing renovation of the Mid-South Club, and while they're at it, why not change a few features, make it a little bit more interesting? Superintendent Rusty Smith, General Manager Matt Hausser have been charged with this daunting job. They did it in-house. They did it with minimum disruption to the annual play at the Mid-South Club, and they finished up with a gem that adds to the entire Talamore family of golf courses. You're going to see all of that in this latest episode of The Traveling Golfer, The Anatomy of a Renovation at Mid-South Club. Let's get started.
This lager comes from a place that's been brewing beer for longer than anyone else in America, where men and women have crafted amber gold in the caves below since before refrigeration. It comes from Yuengling, America's oldest brewery, and brings with it all the know-how that doing the thing well for nearly 200 years affords. Yuengling Traditional Lager. Respect. It's earned.
Matt Hausser, General Manager, Mid-South Club here in beautiful Pinehurst. You've been here since the early 2000s. You can't get out of this area, can you?
No, it's a tough area to leave. It's a lot of good golf, a lot of good people. It's a great place to call home.
Now, you've seen the evolution of this Mid-South Club, a design by the Arnold Palmer Company that has received acclaim throughout all the years, and yet you're still not satisfied, still working on it a bit.
Yeah, this year we came in with the intention of making our greens larger, reclaiming some of our green space. We went from about 25% increase in total greens were recaptured during the renovation. And then a couple of the bunkers had to get reworked in order for green drainage and so and so. But yeah, we did a little tinkering, but I think all the improvements are going to be great.
Now, when I talk to golfers from the Northeast who make this pilgrimage to the Pinehurst area so many times, the Mid-South Club invariably comes into the discussion as one of the favorites. No U.S. Opens played here. However, this seems to be the course that so many of the visitors like to play and play over and over.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people that come back and play on a yearly basis. It's a fantastic golf course. We had it ranked by the local area professionals one year, and we were ranked number 2 and number 1 private club in the area. Course in front of us was Pinehurst number 2, but so everybody in the area really likes this golf course. It's beautiful.
Arnold Palmer-designed company has a reputation for giving us some room off of the tee, making it so that the golfer is not tortured. True here?
True. Yeah, most definitely. The only golfers do get tortured. There's a lot of water out here. Very unique to the area. We've got water that comes into play on numerous holes, and even though the fairways are wide, there's still water there. That scares some people.
Hey, every once in a while you hit one in the water, at least you don't have to look for your ball.
That's right, yeah. If you're in the water, you're not finding it here.
Yeah. Huge greens, though, and you made them even bigger with the renovation.
Yeah, we did. They were big greens to begin with, like you said, and they just got even larger. Over the years, the Bermuda grass had crept into the bent grass, and we went back, found the original greens edges, and actually recaptured 25% of the original green space.
So I have my favorite holes out here, 9 and 18. 2 phenomenal holes for finishing each 9. Number 2, a great downhill hole that is a lot of fun. Any others that are favorites of yours?
15, I like 15. It's a short par 5, but it's such a beautiful hole. You're kind of up high, you can see over the top of the trees. Risk and reward, you can go for it in 2. There's some water on it. Just a really fun hole. A lot of people like that one. It's one of their favorites as well.
Number 2 is a beautiful par 4, about 400 yards from the back. We're playing it a little bit up, about 375, dogleg right. This is one of those devilish tee boxes that points you right into the water. For an amateur, that's a big problem.
Yeah, alignment is key on this shot here.
Perfect. Pros may be going right over that tree, cutting off the dog leg. I'm going to play it a little safer, probably that second bunker from the right. "70 yards. You sure you hit from the same tee as me? All right, knock it in. Matt, you knocked it right over the flag stick. You might as well just coast it down in there. Oh yeah! It must be a birdie hole. For those who don't know, Talamore Resort, virtually right around the corner from Mid-South, close by. Renovations there in 2016, and you also regrassed the greens the same way.
Yeah, we went with the champion Bermuda greens at Talamore, and a year later they're fantastic. This grass is amazing. The greens over there, we've had nothing but positive reviews.
There's a different style to the golf course at Talamore Resort from Mid-South. How would you characterize it?
You're right, it's a completely different golf course. Reese Jones design, a lot of uphill shots. We've got some sidewall bunkers, which are unique to the area. We've got 12 of those. They've been a huge hit for us since they were installed last year. Shopmakers golf course, not quite as long as this one. You've got to play. You can use every club in your bag over there. Really neat, great greens. You know, tricky around the greens. You've got to bring your A game.
What a 1-2 punch, so close by. They do have one little different feature at Talamore Resort.
We've got the llamas at Talamore. They're still there. They're out on the 14th hole.
I guess they're special guests. Maybe they're members by now.
Yeah, they're members by now, most definitely.
All right, yeah, if you get down to the area, make sure you check out the llamas when you're at Talamore. Even if you're just playing here, go over there and check it out. It's something way different you won't find at any other golf course, except right here in Pinehurst.
That's correct.
Hi, David Glott here, founder and president of Tour Edge Golf, bringing you the Hot Launch 2 Fairway Wood. This is the straight version, so it's a little more traditional, but it's a little larger with a low center of gravity, so it's really easy to hit.
The 450 SS Hyper Steel construction is thinner than a normal fairway wood for greater forgiveness. The new deeper center of gravity and new heavier sole weight really launches the ball quickly. The shallow face design really makes this fairway wood easy to hit from rough or tight lies from the fairway.
We dare you to find a better custom-fitted value in golf. Tour Edge is golf's most solid investment.
Every superintendent regards the golf course to be his baby. He grows it, he nurtures it, he molds it. In the case of Rusty Smith, he's been at Mid-South in Pinehurst since 2005. He's a North Carolina native. He loves this area and he loves this golf course because he's now given it a rebirth. The renovation of Mid-South is an entire new saga in this great Arnold Palmer-designed golf course, and he will explain how it is transformed into a gem of the Sand Hills area.
I would call it a course rejuvenation. We're bringing the course back to its original specifications and improving upon some of the original design features of the golf course. We decided to make the conversion from bent grass to champion Bermuda grass because of the high temperatures down in the southeast in North Carolina. It's a bit peculiar that the greens would get smaller over the years, but the Bermuda grass tends to encroach and grow in. It's much stronger in the summertime than the cool season bent grass. So over the years, it continues to grow in and get smaller and smaller. We've lost pretty much an acre of green surface that we're going to reclaim with this conversion process. So we decided to eliminate the bent grass and plant champion Bermuda grass out here to give us a much better playing surface throughout the 12 months of the year that we have folks come down and visit us here in North Carolina. We started out by finding the original edges of the greens through Palmer's old design photos and some good old-fashioned probing. And then once we found that, we came in the summertime and started probing, found our edges, marked it out, and then we killed the grass. We killed the existing bent grass. The subtle changes, I think most people, they won't notice, but we put in a new collar around every green. It's Tifgram Bermuda grass, and I think it's going to play very well, and it will improve our pace of play. If you're used to bent greens, with the changeover from bent to champion Bermuda, you'll find the surface to be firmer, somewhat faster, less receptive to a low incoming shot. All of our sand traps at Mid-South have been refurbished. We're going in, examining all the drainage, making sure that's functioning properly. Then we're removing any old sand with imperfections in it. A lot of people don't understand why we want to replace the sand in the sand traps, but over the years they're contaminated with rocks, soil, grasses, you name it. They're full of junk. We got to get it out. And then we're coming in with a nice premium white bunker sand, filling them to the top and tamping them and getting a great lie for your incoming shot. I find the waste areas on the golf course are strategic. They're placed to not draw a well-placed shot, but to penalize a poor shot. We've made a decision to remove some of our love grass features on the golf course to make play easier or to speed up the pace of play so golfers aren't out looking for their golf balls. And we'll just have a manicured, rough Bermuda grass, maintained at 1.5 inches or so. Even though we're in this great area known for its wonderful towering pine trees, we had to do some tree removal. Over the years, the trees start out smaller, and as they grow, they create more shade and root issues with greens and cart paths and sand traps. So we decided to do a tree removal program to help the golf course withstand over the years. For example, on the 6th hole, we removed a pine tree close to the green, and it was causing shade issues, and the roots were also encroaching into the green surface. The changes here at Mid-South are mostly subtle changes that the average golfer won't notice, but the big change is going on behind me over here. It is the 9th hole is getting a big facelift at the end. We're going to be putting in a second lower tiered fairway with some strategically placed bunkers between them to have a risk reward. You just have to decide which way you want to go. From a superintendent's point of view, the golf course is never really done. There's always something you can improve on. I think most golfers, when they come to visit Pinehurst and they see the golf course, if they've been before, they see it after the renovation, they'll see an improvement on the golf course. Playability-wise, it'll play faster, firmer. You'll have better aesthetics with new sand in the sand traps, and I think you'll just get a great overall experience of Southern hospitality down here in Pinehurst.
Golf has been bringing people to the Pinehurst area for years. The Sandhills of North Carolina. Great golf, but even greater culture. Golf brings them here, the beautiful towns of Pinehurst and the Renaissance town of Southern Pines keeps them here and keeps them coming back. The great shops, the restaurants, the people, and all of the ambiance makes golf even more fun in Pinehurst. One of the things when I talk to, again, the visitors from the Northeast who come down to the Pinehurst area, there's resort golf, and then there is the golf at Talamore Resort, Mid-South Club. They say instead of feeling like they went to a resort, they feel like they went to their own private club. They stay in villas. It's a different atmosphere.
Yeah, we like to have people come and stay with us and not want to leave. We have repeat guests, you know, about 75 or 80% of our guests on a yearly basis are repeat guests. They come here, we try to treat them as best as we can. They have a good time, they like coming, they like to play. 2 great golf courses. We got great staff on both sides, and it's just, we really want the guests to come back and really enjoy themselves.
Not only did you renovate and rejuvenate the golf course, major renovation in the clubhouse, and I love the clubhouse already. That's one of my favorite views in the world. Great patio to sit, smoke a cigar, and now?
Yeah, it's still going to be a great view. We've enclosed our back patio. We just made that area larger. We put a bar in the middle of the
I like that.
It's going to be a 4-sided bar. So you'll still have your area to go smoke a cigar because we're building a new deck on the back of it. It's going to have access to the bar from the outside with some sliding windows. You can sit outside at the bar. All the windows inside will slide, so you still have that kind of open air feeling that we had before. It was a huge space that was a little underutilized, and now we just think it's a great place for our members, our families, our resort guests. It's going to be a great addition.
I love the focus of this guy. In 3 sentences, he said the word bar 8 times. Love it. There is the Talamore advantage, which means not only do you have the 2 courses here in Pinehurst, but you've got 2 more in Pennsylvania. Join one.
Join them all. Yeah, it's great. You're a member at essentially 4 courses. We have some of the people who own condos who who live up in that area, so it's really beneficial for them. They're members down here, then they get to use the same advantages up there.
Yeah. So that's Talamore Country Club in Ambler, Pennsylvania, and APPLECROSS, a Jack Nicklaus design company, of course, near Downingtown out in the rolling hills. You couldn't have 4 more different golf courses. That's a good variety.
It is. It's great. It's great. You know, and especially with the members up there, gives them a great place to come in the wintertime. Come down here. They may not be able to play golf up there. They come down here and still get to enjoy the benefits of being a member.
Variety is the spice of life. It's also the spice of golf. Check it out. With the Talamore family of clubs, best way to find them, the website?
Website, www.talamoregolfresort.com.
9th hole at Mid-South Club has always been an intriguing par 5. Now, with recent renovations, maybe even a bit more intriguing. The hole entices you to go for it in 2. If you hit that big drive, catch the downslope. Of course, along with all that excitement, there's now a little bit more trepidation, but this is the end of our visit to Mid-South. So for the traveling golfer, why not go for it?
Tony Leodora's golf wardrobe, courtesy of Antigua, the leader in modern golf apparel.
Tour Edge is the official equipment sponsor of the traveling golfer.